Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Okay, so you got Eric, you have Katie, and you have Brooke. And those two are doing Brooke no favors by hyping this woman up, telling her, "Oh, did you see the look on Ridge's face? He's totally gonna get back together with you. I can feel it. I felt the energy in the room." And, Eric says, listen, this is why I did it. I want y'all two to be back together. And he says, I admire Brooke. No, he was like, I admire Taylor, but you don't respect her. You admire her, but you don't respect her. You will smile in her face and stab her in the back because you think that you're doing the right thing. Yeah. So that's going on. You got Taylor, you have Ridge, and eventually you have Steffi. And while Ridge is not there trying to calm Taylor down, Steffi can sit there and clearly see the cracks in her armor. And I want to make myself very, very, very clear. I do not want anybody to feel bad for Taylor when he decides to cut and run. Okay? Because she did this to herself. She knew exactly what she was signing up for. In what universe do you feel that if somebody gave you heart problems, that you decide you're going to go back to them? Right? I mean, not only has he's been doing this dance with you for years. Think about how you got him. You got him because Ridge decided to be upset. Ridge was upset with Brooke, and it was just too much of an inconvenience to sit there and talk things out like an actual adult. So instead, he made a beeline to you, and you think that you are on solid ground with him? So yeah, nobody, and I mean nobody, should feel bad for Taylor. Brooke is delusional as hell. Taylor is just fooling herself. Well, Brooke is also pathetic, and so is Taylor, and actually so is Daphne, if we're going to be honest. But, Eric talks to Brooke. I mean, Eric talks to Ridge, and Ridge did not like what he did, and saying that he made a commitment to her. Oh, you made a commitment? It's funny because I'm pretty sure you've been making a commitment to her for about 20 something years. But I mean, who's counting, right? But he says he made a commitment. He doesn't want to hurt her. That almost sounds like guilt. It almost sounds like you're with her and you want to be with Brooke. You kept thinking about it throughout most of the episode, but you don't want to hurt her. If you didn't want to hurt her, you wouldn't have sat there and pursued a relationship with her. So let's not sit there and try to act like you want to not let her down. I mean, I think at this point she should be used to being let down by you, but whatever. And you got that going on. And, but yeah, it just seemed like Eric was there telling him to be real with himself. And while you got that going on, Katie decides to leave. Now, Daphne is being her usual desperate, pathetic ass self and throwing herself at Carter. And Zendy oversees this. So at some point, Zendy comes in and gets Carter to do some BS errand. And all he does is sit there and say, "Oh, you have real feelings? You have to be careful because if anyone finds out that Steffi brought you to town to, break up Carter and Hope, you're never going to be with him and think about the implications of the company and da 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 da. So just make sure that you be careful." You bring this man out here just for that, right? Because it seemed like it was pretty stupid. That could have went on behind the scenes. But Katie comes in there. Katie starts asking questions. Basically says that Daphne manipulated Carter. Daphne, not your idiotic, ungrateful, self-centered niece. But she did. Wow. Okay. Katie, I think it's time for you to start dating again. Getting a hobby and dating because you have way too much time on your hands to be. I mean, is this about looking out for Carter? It's about sticking your nose in a situation that you think that maybe Hope is going to give Carter another chance? I don't know. But you can't be sitting there smothering your son all the time because he's a grown adult and, you gotta lecture, he wants to, get it in, as he say. So you need to find pickleball or something because this little sarcasm, I know that she used to be Victoria at one point, and that's cool and great, but listen, as far as I'm concerned, the only one that works for me is the one that I'm currently seeing, and that is Amelia something. Also, I heard she had blonde hair. I don't know what the hell that was about. To be fair, she was also on Like to Live, so whatever. Um, but yeah, you got Steffi sitting there trying to get a what the hell? Give a pep talk to Taylor. And Taylor's like, yeah, mm-hmm. And then she even hugs Ridge and she's like, yeah, I'm all yours. I'll see you later on. I'm just like, bro, you have concerns. And what Ridge is doing is trying to play down those concerns like you're just overreacting. It's all just imaginary. All this lies that they're saying, the power couple, the people that invent the power couple, the couple that invented fashion or whatever. It's just all in your head. The problem is, if you're feeling a certain way, and also you know what you signed up for. I don't understand how you get together with these people and act like when they show you who they are, you sit there and be like, oh my god, you're a flip-flopper. You've been manipulating me and lying to me and practically gaslighting me into thinking that this stuff is not in my head. When you know damn well he's been beating you over the head with that same so-called rich charm for years, and all you've been doing was just sit there, just sitting back and be like, okay, fine, I'll be with you again. The world-renowned psychologist, whatever. Smart as hell, beautiful, and yet you are completely dumb, completely pathetic when it comes towards Ridge. It's laughable at this point. It's just so bad. And again, I always sit there and say, how do you B&B fans do it? How do you do it? Anyway, I'll be live streaming tonight. We'll talk about all 5 of the soaps. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm also putting out my Y&R review. Now, again, this week, long as after time, B&B is going to be on the menu. And then next week, it's going to be something else. And then once I find out which one probably has higher numbers, even though I know it's this, that's what I'll probably go with for the time being. And of course, I do talk about all the soaps in the live stream. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.